Hello everyone, Ace here, and today I'd like to talk about a news update regarding Battle Cry of Freedom. And it is a news update that I was very pleasantly surprised about. But for some context, Battle Cry of Freedom is a Civil War themed FPS that is built off of the old engine used by Mount & Blade Warband. And despite being announced almost a decade ago, is only very recently starting to receive regular news updates. Now, one of the features that the game was planned to have was the ability to have up to 500 players playing on a single map. A very impressive feature. However, it was then reported that this number was going to be reduced to just 300 players. Still nevertheless phenomenal, but something to keep in mind. But this brings me now to the new news update, that being the newly announced Commander mode, in which players assume the role of officers commanding companies of bots. And when adding in the number of bots that are also going to be on these maps, it completely blows out of the water the original 500 player cap. But allow me to now read from the news update that announced this particular game mode, titled 800 plus soldier battles in Battle Cry of Freedom. Commander battles, best described as the perfect mix of Total War and Mount & Blade. Commander battles allow a small number of players to experience a full-scale battle without the requirements of organizing and hosting massive player events. Depending on the server settings, players will be able to take part in battles with up to 1,024 bots, with each player taking command of up to 130 soldiers at once. Instead of choosing a rank and a unit to play as, in Commander battles, players choose a regiment and a company. Upon spawning, they will then assume command over a company of AI-controlled soldiers. Using the F1 to F7 keys, players can give orders to their company. There are over 20 different orders in the game, which can be given via the F1, F7 keys. Orders include various formation orders such as the column or the line, different fire commands, weapon commands, movement orders, and more. In addition, players and bots are able to perform a number of roleplay animations such as present arms, order arms, etc. Commander Battles has full support for all troop types and army branches included in the game. Each company, depending on what troop type the player has selected, has its own troop composition and skills. For example, sharpshooters are in general more accurate than line infantry and have the ability to spread out in skirmish formation, while line infantry is better in melee but does not have the ability to skirmish. Players playing as artillery will also be supported by their soldiers, helping with the ammunition chests, hauling artillery, and more. So yes, this mode sounds like it is going to be an absolute blast to play, especially if you're a long-time fan of Mount & Blade like I am. And if you count the bots in this particular mode, the player cap has gone from the original planned max of 500 to now potentially up to 1,024. And with the overwhelming majority of them being bots, you don't even really need that many actual players to reach that number either. In fact, you could at least in theory be able to reach that particular player cap with just 8 players. Of course, as far as I'm concerned, this is nothing but good news, so I don't really have that much more to add. And instead, I'll just finish by saying that I plan to keep an eye on things to see if any more news does come. But in any case, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.